I made sure that I was on the comment section so I would see somebody if they popped up. I always accidentally am still in the private chat. I'm like, I don't see anyone.
All right, we got some people and we are live. Hi, everyone. My name is Vina, aka Miss WOC Reader. Welcome back. If you've been here before, welcome if you're new. And I'm here with my lovely co-host, Alicia, aka Birdie and the Books.
Hi. Here to get some work done.
Hey. Yeah, I was just saying how I am in desperate need of getting work done because it's just been one of those weeks where I just want to like lay down and stare at the wall with a hot compress, and I'm like,
yep.
I need to actually do some stuff. So we're gonna jump right into a 30-minute sprint, and hopefully I get some good writing in this 30 minutes.
Sending all good vibes your way.
All right, so we will see you guys in 30. All right. So, how did everybody do? Had a couple more people come through. Hey, Lynn.
Hi.
Hey, Shay. All right. So, how did I do? I got a call during that round, so I didn't get as much done.
That's okay.
Let me check my word count. How did you do?
I did pretty good. I have like 20 pages left.
That's good because you started with like what 40 pages left.
Yeah.
So you're almost finished with that book.
Almost done.
And what is it that you're reading?
Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen.
For your Jane Austen project.
Yeah. I haven't read this one since I was like 16, so it's kind of fun to go back to it.
Yeah, and see what you remember and you still like things and stuff like that.
And things that went over my head at 16 that now I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. That's always fun when you read something, you're like, oh, that happened. No, and you fully understand it as an adult.
Yeah, I've been rereading a lot this month. I reread Charlotte's Web for the first time since I was like 10, and I still love it.
Thank you. It was filming a little something earlier. Trying to keep steady with this content.
Yes. I'm trying to get back in the groove now that like my weekend away is done. It's kind of weird to get, even though it's only been 4 days, like I kind of feel like I have to get back in the groove of things.
Yeah. I'm working, but I'm definitely going to start a new book soon. Not sure which one yet. I'm reading like 6 books right now.
I'm in the middle of 4.
And I'm just like, I don't know how or why I'm doing it. And they're all different. Like one is an erotica, one is a contemporary romance, one is a middle grade fantasy, one's a chapter book. I'm just reading so many different books right now. And I'm like, I need to finish at least one.
Yes, that's why I'm like, this needs to be done. Even though it's a reread, I want to finish something. Because I brought books on vacation thinking I was going to read, and that didn't happen.
I never read on vacation. When I bring books on vacation, it's so I can take photos that I can use for content later, because I'm always trying to take photos in advance before I even read them, just so that I have them ready. So when I read it, I can post and I don't have to worry about rushing to film. Like I don't have to worry about going to take a picture to go with the post like the day I'm ready to drop the post. It's just easier if I take it in advance.
Yeah. I try to do the same thing.
I do with vacation. Like I learned to just take a book or 2 with me. Just for
I only took 2.
I never
I didn't read any of it.
The book. If I read 2 pages during a night, that's a lot.
Yeah. We did so much that like when we got back to the hotel, we were just like dead.
Yeah,
just like, I don't even want to do anything.
Bless the people who can read on vacation. I cannot. I'm just doing too much stuff. Like I have my vacation upcoming next month, and I know I'm not getting no reading done. And it's a reading retreat, so I don't like. We're not really going to be doing a lot of reading.
Yeah, exactly.
So, which I don't mind. Like we're going to be out doing stuff and like seeing the country and doing all the stuff.
That'll be a lot of fun.
I don't know if we're going to be discussing a book on it or not, but it'll just be cool to meet people and hang out.
Yeah, it kind of just randomly worked out that like a bunch of people were traveling to Nashville, so we just met up for that one day.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I want to go to Nashville sometime. I just don't
know. I
still
didn't see all of it. I want to see more of it, but we only had 4 days. So
yeah, I want to go to Nashville and I want to go to Memphis.
I've never been to Memphis, but I want to go to that because I love to cook. I want to go to that like Memphis in May where it's like the food competition, so you can try everything.
That sounds like it would be fun. Hopefully you get to go to Memphis soon.
I would love to.
Hey, Summer says, I cut 57 words in full editing mode. I finished the YA urban fantasy first draft a while back. I need 2K. I'm trying to cut it down. That is good that you finished your draft and now you're in editing mode. I feel like now it should be a little bit easier because you have the words on the page, hopefully. Yeah. And I'm still working on this first draft. And like I feel like it's going so slow, but at the same time, I'm like, but all this stuff is important. I don't feel like I have any filler, so that's good.
Yeah. The editing is, oddly enough, the editing is my favorite part.
Yeah, I can't wait to get to the editing stage. But I had my CP read like the first half of my story, and she really liked it. And only thing she said is to just get some of the action fast. I'm like, the action is
Yeah.
coming, but I had to kind of like lay the foundation down, like
Right.
of like the main character actually learning how to use the magic first, because that irks me when like I'm reading a fantasy and then they immediately know how to fight and do all and are so skilled
Yeah.
with powers, and they just got them yesterday.
And they have like that's what I like about a lot of middle grade that I've seen now. Like I can't remember who wrote it, but Witchlings. I just read that recently,
Mm-hmm.
and like she messes up the first few times she realizes she has powers. I'm like, yeah, she's like 8 years old. She's supposed to. Like, she's a kid.
I finished my NT Wright book and got to page 179 after restarting when I stopped at 260-ish. Finished Northanger Abbey, but it didn't get to the critical edition part.
I want to get those editions where they have like someone writes down their thoughts and they like an annotated version. Like you can buy those annotated versions online. I want to buy one just to see someone else's annotations because I kind of love that part of seeing other people's thoughts and stuff.
And restart book is Ruthless Vows.
Are you liking that one, Liz?
I heard a lot of people say they like that one.
Yeah. I didn't like it as much as the first one, but I still enjoyed it.
Reading retreat sounds nice. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time, Shay. It's in Jamaica, so that is super exciting.
Oh,
I
Jamaica.
cannot wait to go to the
I'm
beach.
so jealous.
Like the first day we're gonna be there, we're just gonna be like around the villa, just being lazy,
Yeah,
which is
it's
perfect
relaxing.
because I have a 8:30 a.m. flight in out of JFK, so I
Ooh,
am going to go on the Tuesday, stay with my cousin in Jersey because he lives. He's going to take me to the airport. He does airport runs all the time, so I'm going to be up
yeah.
early, which I don't mind because I mean I have to be there early anyway. So I'm like, he's like, I have to drop you off before because I got to start picking up my he does like school runs too, so he'll pick up
Okay.
them to different schools around his part of Jersey. So he's like, I have to be like start my run at 5. I'm like, that's fine. I don't like dropping me off right before then is fine.
Yeah, and I'm just one of those people that I've had so many issues with airports that like I rather get there early.
Yeah, like you need to be there early, and for me, like since I don't live anywhere near the airport, like I'm
Right.
just happy to get a ride.
Yeah. We should plan a reading retreat with Vina, Shay, and myself. We should plan one at some point.
I'm just gonna tell you on that one, ain't no reading gonna get done either.
I know. We're just gonna be like gabbing the whole time.
Like we would have to go somewhere where we could go out and see stuff, and ain't no
Yeah.
reading gonna get done. Yeah, Nashville is definitely on my list. There's a lot of like cities around the US I want to
The
visit.
traffic is nuts. My like people want to move to Nashville, and I was like, no way. It's like 10 times worse than Jersey, Philly, and it's worse than Atlanta traffic. I could never. I can visit. I could never live there. The traffic was awful.
See, no, I would mind living in a major city, but then the traffic would irk me, and I'm not like a driver person.
Yeah, and the traffic is just weird. Like for like half a mile, you can go 40 miles an hour, and then you have to drop down to 30 for like 0.25 seconds, and then it was just so like. And then we almost got hit like 4 or 5 times by someone trying to like sideswipe us. I was like, oh god,
Yeah,
like
because
no, I'm not living here.
when I go to DC, the traffic there is just like busy all the
Yeah,
time.
that's
It's not
exactly how it is in
like
Nashville.
everybody's driving like super, super fast, but it's just so
Yep.
busy. So like stuff that would take you like a 5-minute drive, you're in traffic for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's how Nashville is. Like Nashville's blown up a lot, like post COVID, because of businesses moved down there and stuff. But like Nashville itself isn't built for that type of infrastructure. So like there's so much traffic because there's nowhere else for people to go. Like they can't add more roads and whatnot.
It said she's not liking it as much as the first.
Yeah, I still enjoyed it. It's just not as much as the first. I gave that one the second one 4 stars.
Uh, I want to meet up with you this year, Shay. I know you
Yes,
mentioned New
please.
Orleans earlier this year. My thing is just I'm waiting to get a job. I have no clue what my fall is going to look like. I'm like, hopefully by like June, July, I'll have a job. That way I can start planning out the rest of my year,
Yes,
because I have things I want to do. Like I want to take the train to New England with my mom and just plan
that'll be
like a
so much
weekend
fun.
getaway.
Yeah, that'll be fun. New England's beautiful.
So like to do that, like we wouldn't drive down. We just take the bus to the train station and then off. So
Yeah,
I have to meticulously plan that.
yeah. There's a gajillion steps in between all that.
Yeah, because like even like getting to the bus station, it's not far, but when it's early in the morning, sometimes like it can be a little bit harder to get a ride. Like what the
Yeah,
time, so you just have to like plan to like leave earlier and stuff like that.
exactly. Yeah, it's crazy. But I miss going on trains. I
Yeah,
really do.
I just think it would be fun, like, versus driving, you don't get to look out the window and stuff.
You don't get to enjoy it.
Like, when you're on the train, you can look out the window and take in the sights on the way there.
Yeah,
So
I
even though
love
it's like a little bit longer to take the train there, I think it'd be a good time.
the trains are always fun. I used to take the train into New York City all the time. Um, like the Lawrenceville area, they had that one train station. I used to get that's we used to drive like 45 minutes and then take the train into New York City. So
Yeah, I think probably taking the train into New York is best. Like, we usually go on an annual bus trip to New York because, like,
yeah,
nobody wants to drive. Like,
I hate, no offense to any New Yorkers, the Holland Tunnel. I thought I was going to die. We had to drive into New York City once because the train ended up being down. So we ended up having to like we got reimbursed and then we drove in. I thought I was going to die in the Holland Tunnel the way people were turning in the Holland Tunnel.
years ago, my dad used to drive us to New York City, but he hated driving to New York. He
Oh,
would
it's
make us
awful.
get up super early. He'd go get his stuff he needed to get, and then he'd run a rush right back.
Yeah,
So we wouldn't even get to really see stuff. This
enjoy
is
stuff.
yeah, I guess because he hated driving in New York.
I commend people that enjoy it because I do not.
Yeah, like even like I have friends who love driving everywhere. They hate driving to New York. They
Yeah,
don't like visiting New York because of the driving.
that's how Nashville's become. It's like the traffic is ridiculous, and half the people don't know how to drive anyway. So it's like
Yeah.
ah.
Yeah, driving has gotten really crazy, especially since the pandemic. It seems like a lot of people really don't know how to drive and they're
Yeah,
speeding
or like
everywhere.
they're out of practice or whatever, and
Yeah,
you're just like, put on your blinker. It's not that hard. Please
and
put on
like
your
you're
blinker.
not even safe on the sidewalk from these people.
Oh no. Oh no.
Because the number of times I've heard of people driving onto the sidewalk and people getting hit walking
Yeah,
down the sidewalk, like,
it happens here all the time because there's no sidewalk. So like I get so scared when the buses drop like some of the younger kids off and they're just
mhm.
walking down the street because there's no sidewalk for them to walk down. I'm like, that's nuts.
Yeah, so let's hop into our next 30-minute. I'm just setting the timer up and we'll start at 150. 'Cause I am definitely in the mood to get work done. So I will see you guys in 30. All right. How did everybody do that round? Let me know how you did in the comments. I'm just checking to see how many words that I got. I did stop and get a little bit of lunch, though. But luckily, I didn't have to cook. I cooked everything last night. So I got 271 words that round. So I did cut a few words. Like as I was going back in, I noticed some stuff that didn't make any sense in the chapter I was working on. How did you do, Alicia?
I finished the book.
That's great.
Yeah.
So
30th book of the year.
your talk tonight.
Yeah, all set. Notes and all.
I
And
cut
then,
another 50 words and got lunch. Good.
yay!
More pages in one book and almost one essay in Northanger Abbey. Not a large amount read this time. That's okay. You still got some progress made.
Any reading is good reading.
Hello, girl writer. He just came in and reading The Woods All Black. Interesting. I haven't heard of that one. What's it about?
I was just going to ask the same question. I haven't heard that title.
I'm curious. I also went and got the mail. Nothing exciting today. Well, at least not so far. What I've noticed with the
No
mail
fun
is
packages.
what I've noticed with the mail is sometimes they'll drop off like letters and stuff first, and then packages come like a couple of hours later lately.
Same here.
Or packages will come first and like letters will come an hour or two later.
It's
Because
so
yesterday
weird.
around 4:00, like maybe like a little bit after,
It's so
some of the mail,
strange.
like a package came for me from USPS, it said, and then like 2 hours later came the rest of the mail.
I don't understand it. And like there doesn't seem to be a specific time anymore. Like I
No,
remember like at 3:30 the mail was getting delivered when I was a
yeah.
kid. And now I can get it from anywhere from 11 a.m. to 7:30 p.m.
Yeah,
or
like you
later.
might consistently get it for maybe a couple of days around the
Yeah,
same time, but that's about it. It's never more than like a couple of days, and you
it's
never
crazy.
know if they're going to drop it off before 12 or before 3 or after.
Yeah, it's
Up
nuts.
to
Like
like
I was
7.
waiting on my new glasses, and it took them hours to deliver my new glasses. I was like, I need my new glasses, people.
Yeah, so I don't know if I'm getting any interesting packages today or not. I'll just have to wait and see. Like I said, I have till like 7, 8 o'clock to
It's nuts.
to still collect mail because that happened to me the other week. Or no, I think it was like the last time we were sprinting. Like we were doing it a little bit later, and then
Yeah,
after 7 o'clock, I went and there was mail.
it's it's crazy. I'm just like, can't there just be specific times?
I wish.
Can we go back to like the early 2000s when you knew what time your mail was getting delivered?
It is from Lee Mandela. It is a queer historical horror romance novella set in 1920s Appalachia. That is also a revenge story. That sounds interesting.
Ooh, ooh. Immediately putting on the one to read list.
I don't need to add another thing to my TBR right now. I have
I
way too
know.
many.
Oh, so much.
And like a clown, I made this nice TBR this month, and then I like
Nothing.
pretty much abandoned it almost. Like
Yeah.
I'm now working my way back to those books that I planned on reading. I
That's
got a
why I
couple.
don't really do TBRs unless I'm doing like a readathon or something.
Well, like, I always have arcs that I wanna read for
Yeah.
specific, and I do wanna read these books, but, like, I was getting into that mood, like, where you wanna read, but suddenly you wanna read audiobooks and ebooks, and all you have
Yeah.
are physical books.
Yep.
So it was like that.
Or vice versa.
Yeah. Like, you wanna read physical books, and then all you have is, like, ebooks and audiobooks, so
Yeah.
and I do have a lot of audiobooks.
I
I'm
do
not even,
too.
like, buying any. I got rid of Audible because I'm on the Libro FM influencer list, and then I'm on a
Yeah.
couple of, like, audiobook influencer lists with publishers. So I'm like, "There's no point in me wasting money on Audible."
Yeah.
I was struggling, like, the last time I had
To
Audible,
find something.
I had 2 credits for free for a month
Oh, nice.
as some promo they did, and, like, I was struggling to even figure out what I wanted those to do with those 2 credits
Oh, man.
because I
I
just had
just
so
switched
many
over to
audiobooks.
Libro because
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen this problem, but I had downloaded like 2 years ago when, Nicole and I did, Real by Kennedy Ryan as one of our book
Mhm.
club picks, and I had the audiobook for that long, and then all of a sudden, I was gonna re-listen to it, and I couldn't find it in my library. Here, they discontinued it to re-release it. Because
Interesting.
so if I wanted it back, I would have to use another credit to buy it. And I'm like,
Interesting.
"That's stupid."
I never seen that happen before, but I know it was, like, under a different publisher and then, like, a new
Yeah.
publisher, I guess, bought the rights.
I'm just like, "But you shouldn't have to repurchase an
Also, I
audiobook
don't
if you already
understand
own
why
it."
they re-released it. That like I said, that's weird. Like, at least if
Keep
they're gonna
re-releasing it, but don't take it from like, they took it from
Yeah.
my library.
I
Like, they
don't
were like,
understand why they didn't just keep both versions up, because 'cause I've seen where they've re-released, like, a different audiobook, but then
yeah.
both versions were still up.
But that's the weird thing is, like, they didn't change the audiobook. The narrators are the same.
That's weird. I guess, like, the new publisher that she signed under, I think it's Hachette under
Yeah.
Forever, wanted to just put it under them, but, like,
You shouldn't take it from
I don't
already
like the new
existing
cover they gave
libraries,
it
though.
either.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you saw the new cover that, Hachette did for Real. I don't like that new cover.
No, I have the original one, and I love it. The
Yeah, I'm
original
like,
one's awesome.
the original one was perfect, like, it had this beautiful photo shoot that they did for it, like, this real couple that
It's
looked really cute, and then they did
yeah.
this really ugly illustration that looks like some art from the early 2000s.
I'm gonna Google it now. I wanna know what it looks like.
It's like, the new cover is not cute.
But it's just weird to me, like, I can see taking it out of circulation, but taking it out of people that have already purchased its libraries is just nuts.
Yeah, the TBR has failed massively in the past few months. Yeah, I don't know what it
Yeah,
is, like, the past 2
same.
months, I have not been on it. I've been reading everything but what's on my TBR, but normally, like, I'm on point when it comes to my TBR. Yeah, the OG cover is beautiful, the new one is not it.
Is that
Yeah,
it?
that one, that is
Oh,
not it.
look at the original cover. It's so pretty.
It is so pretty, and then the new one is not.
What? Why?
I don't know why they thought, like, if they're gonna redo the cover, at least redo it well. That's not a
Yeah.
illustration.
It looks like something I would have done in my graphic design class in like 10th grade.
And, like, it was giving me, like, 2000s, like, not even, like, like, I'm trying to figure out the style of,
Teenager.
like, that art,
Yeah.
and it's, like I understand that we were going for, like, the classic actress, I guess, on the cover, but, like, it's not a classic story, it's a contemporary, and, like, it doesn't look good.
No. No. And I still love Kennedy Ryan. It has nothing to do with Kennedy Ryan, but like when Audible did that, I was like, like you can't take it out of something that was already purchased. Like this is ridiculous. And I switched over to Libro FM. I still have an account with both, but I switched
Damn,
over to
40
Libro.
books this month? You were on a
Holy moly, Liz! I only got to like 8.
I haven't bought any this month.
The
Yeah,
only
no, I
couple that
haven't
I
bought any.
purchased was at a used bookstore.
I've been trying to play catch up, so I haven't been buying as many
Yeah.
books. And I'm getting so many books, so it just doesn't make sense to buy unless I really
Same.
Next month I'll probably buy like a couple.
I have a couple pre-orders, like
Yeah.
Bethany's book.
Yeah, there's some stuff coming out next month. So
Yeah, I have a couple pre-orders. Blood at the Root, of course.
no, I'm talking about you buying 40 in a month. That's a lot.
Oh, I read that wrong. I was like, wait a minute. Please teach me your ways to read 40 in a month.
I'm sure people could teach you their ways to read 40 in a month, especially if you're reading like a lot of romance and stuff.
Yeah. When I was reading a lot more cozy mysteries, I could have done it.
Yeah.
They're shorter.
Some books are just quicker to get through. Like right now I'm reading this erotica and I'm only reading it like it's a paranormal erotica and I'm only reading it at night.
Hey, like you need to break it up. Because like I'm in a lot of I don't know why this year is like the year of the big book for me. Like I want to read all these big books that have been sitting on my TBR forever. And after a while, when they're 900 pages, you're like, I just want to finish something.
Yeah. I'm trying not to make this the year of the big book. This is the year where I'm like, y'all could have cut some of these pages.
Mm-hmm. Like, why are some of these books 1,300 pages? Please explain this to me.
Yeah, like the erotica, I don't have that problem with. It's just that it's a lot of sex stuff, like breaking it down.
Yeah.
But some of these books, I'm like, why is this book almost 400 pages?
And why do they? Okay.
And then like there's
some
some
contemporary romances are 500 pages. I'm like, why?
Some of the romance too, it's not even that it's like super long because some of it will be like just under 300 pages, but it feels like 400 pages.
I'm just like, I don't get it.
And then like some stuff will be repetitive. And I'm just like, once it starts repeating itself, I'm like, I'm
also at that point though, like, don't care about a 21-year-old's love story.
Yeah, I haven't been really reading too many.
I'm just like,
yeah, most of the people I've been reading about in romance are like 30.
That's what I want. I want even older than that. Like, I want like not second chance romance, but like second love for like people whose partners have passed or something. Like, people in their 60s fall in love. Like, it happens. Can we see it more in books?
Nobody's really writing like a whole lot for like those older characters.
No. There's what is the name of, she writes for medical from the Harlequin line. I don't remember off the top of my head what it's called. I'll have to send you a photo of it.
700 pages for a romance.
There are certain authors, because they write like that, I won't do it. I won't anymore.
I can't do that. That's too much for me. Like when everybody's reading like that 800-page romance, and I said, no, ma'am. They said it was really good, but it took them a while.
No.
I can't do it.
I can only do it if it's like historical, like if it's a history book or if it's like a classic. I can do the bigger books.
I told some of these fantasies I don't want to read, like have too many pages for me. There's a couple like I have on my back burner just because they're like almost 500 pages, and I'm like, I don't want to sit down and have that take up my whole time. Like I think I have one thick book for next month that's I know is going to take me a while to read.
Yeah, that's why I haven't read the series by Suye Davies Okumbawa yet, because I know his are chunky. I have the first one,
and maybe like even if you're like reading them all back to back might be better. Like you have the first and second, reading them back to back might be better.
Because I feel like that's what frustrates me with like, and it's not their fault with like the gap in publishing. It's like I feel like I have to reread a lot of books when it's a longer series.
Yeah, I wish publishing would go back to putting some of these series like where they publish multiple in the same year. I mean, they do that for some people.
Like this one was published like May of last year, and the sequel was published the day after Christmas.
Like like they do it for some series, but not.
Yeah, can we please do it for more? Because sometimes you get like 3 and 4 years between books, and my memory doesn't go that far back anymore now that I'm older.
Like I don't know how people are sticking with these series that are like trilogies and up, where they're like taking 2, 3, 4 years to get to the next book because the author's installed because they don't know what to write and stuff like that.
George R.R. Martin.
Yeah,
That I've been waiting since 2011 for book 6.
He's not coming out with
that.
He's
book. Not. I know, and it makes me so mad. It's mainly like fantasy authors that don't like. That's why anymore I don't read a lot of series until I know it's completely out.
Yeah, of that. I wish some of the fantasy publishers would like acquire like stuff like where they're gonna put the book like book 1 and book 2 of the duology out the same year. Like I'd be down for that. Like give somebody a contract for 2 books and then just like contract it so like they're all coming out like the same year. And I'm sure people would like that to an extent too, because then they get their money faster.
Yeah. And I saw one they're republishing a series. I don't remember what it's called, but like a book is coming out like a book in the same world but covering a different murder mystery is coming out once a month. So the first one comes out in May, and then there'll be one a month until May 2025. I know it's republishing, but still, that's a really cool idea, I think.
Yeah, like it's just sometimes the wait is too much, and then I'm no longer interested in the series by the time book 2 comes out, which also sucks.
Yeah, because I really love book 1, and then you're waiting for a year or 2 for book 2, and you're like, that cliffhanger.
There's so many books coming out during the time frame. Like it's just not worth. Like we need to do better.
Yeah. Like I can't wait for Sing Me to Sleep sequel to come out. When is that coming out? October?
Sometime this year. I know that.
Yeah. Because I really love book 1.
You just reminded me, like I started a graphic novel under that publisher that I also need to finish. So actually I'm reading 7 books right now because I started reading this graphic novel the other day and then I was in the middle of reading something else. So I put it down. Not that it was bad. I just put it down because I was in the middle of reading something else.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to get back to that one too.
I just feel like I've been like soft DNFing things. I'm like, I'm not in the mood for this now, but like I'll come back to it.
Yeah, that happens. I haven't soft DNF'd anything. I mean, well, no, I lied because I did that with the Gardens of Eden and I eventually came back to it this month. This month I was doing like a lot of like picking stuff up that I should have already read.
Yeah. I DNF'd something I got from the library because it was so like, and it was a nonfiction and it was so bad. Like it was very interesting. It was called the Darcy myth. Like it was basically saying how like women grow up with this myth of like perfect man. And I'm like, that's really interesting. Cool. And then the whole entire book, she basically says that women are stupid and that we are taught to like expect less for ourselves and that we're just stupid because we find men attractive. And I was like, I got 2 hours into the audiobook. I was like, no, I'm not doing this.
And it takes me a lot to DNF an audiobook. So that's when you know.
Bad.
Like, also, like sometimes you're excited to read a book and then like you get like into the first chapter and it just does not vibe with you.
The first chapter was fine. I was like, cool. I mean, I might not agree with what she stands for. Like, why write it? The thing I don't understand is why write a like a historical look at romance if the author themselves doesn't like romance.
That's stupid.
Like I was just like the whole thing was like, oh, I don't like this because women are better and yada yada. And I'm like, but then don't write like a critical thing looking at romance if you hate the genre. Like it doesn't make sense. Like the whole entire book was her basically hating on everybody who enjoys classics.
Ridiculous.
I'm like, this is stupid.
Also, I've been like trying to do some more recommendations, but I find like making like recommendation content is so hard because I'll forget everything that I read.
Yeah.
And also then I'll like realize I'm like, oh, I don't have enough books for this particular type of rec I'm trying to do. So then I need to go read more stuff. And then I can't really read to then
Yeah.
have to do content because like that stuff will not get read in a timely manner to make the
How
content
many
work.
do you try to have for like a recommendation? Like 5?
Yeah, I try to do like about 5 books. I feel like that's a solid number where it's not too little because I can't come on with like recommendation to give you 2.
Yeah.
And but also I'm probably not going to be able to have 10.
Yeah. I have a hard time with the like I like the videos, but I also feel like they're so open. Like if you like this, read this. Or like not that they're bad, it's just like that's such an interpretation to other people and you can possibly give people the wrong expectations sometimes when they're going into something
Yeah.
new.
Yeah, I don't really do those just because I find it hard to find comparable books.
Right. And everything in fantasy is compared to Game of Thrones, which it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, I just find it too hard to find comparable books. So I usually don't do that. If you like this,
Yeah.
read this because I'll find like the books might sound similar, but they're nothing alike.
And there are so many books that I want to read that haven't been like I don't speak the language well enough to like buy the book that's not in translation.
Yeah, I guess I find it hard, like just sitting down to the Rex. I'm like,
Yeah.
I need at least 5 to give it a solid number.
Yeah.
But then like 10 is really hard to get to anyway, so I don't think like that would really happen for me.
Exactly. And there are
Like,
so many series that
yeah,
are so long, like
yeah,
7,
like
8, 10.
we're
I'm
reading
like,
so many books too. Like I'm reading so many books a month. I have so many arcs. I don't have time to just like, and I think I would fail if I were trying to read stuff just for content. Like
yeah.
I'm reading these books just to do this recommendation. So shout out to the people who can do those vlogs that are all one type of book. I cannot.
I think that's where my burnout came from last year. Like after my first year of booktube, I was on like burnout and I didn't read anything for like 2 months because I was doing so much stuff just for content.
Yeah,
And I'm
and
like,
then
I'm just gonna read what I like and make content out of that at this
I'm not
point.
really great at doing reading vlogs either.
No, me either. I love watching them,
I'm
but I
terrible
can't.
at
I
checking
can't read.
in. I don't like if I'm reading like the really juicy part, I usually don't have time to check in when it
Mm-hmm.
comes time to check in. So then it's like days later before I can check in.
Or you don't want to do it spoilery, but a certain thing
Yeah,
happens and you want to talk about it, and you're like, I
exactly.
can't.
So I think it's been a minute since I've done a reading vlog.
I love
Uh,
your travel vlogs. They're my favorite.
yeah. Yeah, I guess I have not done one of those. I didn't do one of those last month because, like, I did my DC one and
Mm-hmm.
it didn't get as many views as I thought it would get. And it's a lot of work putting that stuff
Yeah, it is.
together, like a lot of work. So I just like when I went to DC the last time, I just did like the quick little thing,
Yeah.
and that did much better. That's the thing. Like, it's definitely going to fail if I try to do it.
Oh yeah.
Like, when I did my one where I was reading books that had Black people in space, that took me like 6 months to do. And I remember I got the idea for that one in like January and I didn't finish it till May.
Yes. I have a list of ideas of like project ideas that I want to do, but I don't like want to overwhelm myself either.
Even then, like I just would not. I don't check back in, so
Yeah.
that's not going to work. And I feel like if I'm doing like a reading vlog, I have to have like a theme too for it to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Not just like this is what I'm currently reading for the week. So
Let
that's not.
me word vomit all my thoughts onto a camera.
Yeah. Yeah, so, like, I have to, like and I feel like I need more than 1 book when I'm doing a reading
Yeah.
vlog, I just can't do it. Shout out to the people who can, though. Like, I like and then, like, I don't wanna put too much fillery stuff in. Like, I know when
Exactly.
I'm watching vlogs, like, I don't want to see certain fillery stuff either. I will skip right past that just to hear
The
about
making of the coffee every single day.
like a lot of people
I'm
are
a coffee drinker. I drink it every day, but you don't see me making it every day.
yeah, a lot of people like they have their coffee B-roll they start with, and then they start reading, and then you watch them go out through their day like exercising at the gym, folding their laundry, this and that. That's not my type of vlog content. So
Yeah.
I
Or when
like
it's
end up
called a
skipping
reading
past that
vlog and there's no reading in the vlog.
Yeah.
Like
That's why I like travel vlogs because they're always
yeah.
doing stuff, but it's like cool stuff.
Yeah, it's
Like this
stuff
is
out
the
of your norm.
restaurant I visited, or this is here I am on the train or wherever. Like that one we were
Yeah.
watching the other week with the guy taking the Amtrak's least
Yeah,
like
that was
ridden
really cool.
that one I like that one. Cause like he was showing like all the important stuff. Like he's going like down, he's talking to people on the train, like there's barely
Yeah.
anybody on the train, like and then
And
like
the Airbnb that he rented for like the weekend or whatever was so
yeah, the
pretty.
little bed and breakfast he stopped
Yeah.
at.
I was like, I want to stay there because it just looked pretty.
I want to stay at a bed and breakfast one time, but they're so expensive now.
They're so
Like
expensive.
somebody was like, "Oh, around here that like I forgot." Somebody was telling me around them that the bed and breakfasts are cheap. I'm like, not on the East Coast, they aren't.
Nope. Mm-mm.
I'm
I
like,
got
because
like
even the one a couple of blocks away from me is expensive.
yeah, I've even tried to like just do like a staycation and rent like a cabin for a weekend or whatever. Here, mm-mm.
Yeah, I wanted to do a staycation last year and just rent like a room at the bed and breakfast. It's like a couple of blocks away from me.
Yeah,
Just because like different scenery, like I was going to lock myself in the room and just write,
exactly.
but I could not because it was too expensive. It was cheaper to leave and go outside of my city.
Yeah, it's crazy because I know a lot of my friends who write. My cozy mystery friend who writes a lot of books. She will. I think it's 3 or 4 days. Spend like a long weekend in a hotel and just
Yeah, like
10,000 words a day, and I'm like, how do you do it?
I've heard people say that they just like rented like a couple days in a hotel. They stayed a couple days in a hotel or like and
Yeah,
got shit done.
yeah. Like her whole entire book was done in like 4 days. I'm like, how?
And like I would have loved to do that around here, but the
Mhm.
hotels just like the price be going too high to do that.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I can't like spend like if I'm gonna spend like almost $200, I might as
I
well
want
leave.
to go out of town if I'm gonna spend that
Yeah,
much.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if I'm gonna spend almost $200 a night, I might as
Yeah.
well just go out of town. Oh, thanks
Hi.
for stopping by. There have piano lessons. I'm just waiting till the 2:50, then we'll get into our next sprint.
Sounds good.
Yeah, but I've wanted to do some of like the bed and breakfasts, but they're like
They're so
upwards in
cute.
price.
Yeah. There was one in Smithville, which was not far from where I grew up. And it's like a historic town and it's like 200, 300 bucks a night. And I'm
Yeah.
like, it's 45 minutes from my dad's house.
Yeah, and then when you go in some of the bigger cities, it's even more. And I'm like, I can't afford these bed and breakfast prices.
Exactly. It's cheaper for me to just do a staycation and stay in my
Yeah,
apartment.
because I was going to do that in DC too, but then like the bed and breakfasts were up there in price.
They're nuts.
And then like I don't know, like I feel like DC has so many hostels, like there, and I'm like I do not
Mm,
like when I was going there the last time, I was struggling to find a hotel that had vacancy because like I guess it's like the busy season now, and so many of the places that were open were like hostels. I'm like I do not want to basically live in a dorm, even though it's just a night. I
yeah,
don't want to
no. I did
live
that
up
for
for the rest
3
of my life.
years, never again. Oh,
Yeah, I'm not about that life. I don't want to stay in a hostel.
I'm too old for that. My back hurts too much to do.
Yeah, like this is not college.
No.
But, like, I was looking for hotels and everything that was coming up was, like, hostels. And they were
It's
still
nuts.
expensive. I'm like, "Why is it, like,
Yes,
100 something dollars to spend a night at this hostel?
that's crazy.
You're sharing a room."
with random people.
Yeah.
Just in general, that freaks me out. Like if I was sharing a room with you, I know you some like at least somewhat. But like some random people I don't know, I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah. All right, let's get into our next print. See you guys in 30.
Happy reading. How did everybody do in the comments? Ooh.
Sorry, was just finishing up that one.
Oh, no worries.
And no, I'm just checking my progress. How did you do?
I started, I'm reading this because I'm doing a live discussion with the author on May 4th. So I got 7% into this, so chapter 4.
Hey, so that's P.L. Stewart.
Yep.
How many books is that now that you've read?
This is the 3rd one, and he sent me the 4th one that just got released. I think it's going to be 7 books in total, I believe.
And this is self-published, right?
Yes, he self-publishes through Farcine Press out of Canada. I think I'm saying that right.
So you guys, that's your next live discussion.
Yeah, that's gonna be May. Yeah. And then after that, I have everything's up in the air with content right now. I'm in the middle of 3 different things.
What about who picked this book club? You guys working on it right now?
May 1st will be a tackling the TBR where we kind of just discuss what we're reading. And then May 15th will be the discussion for The Familiar by Lee Bardugo. And what else is after that? Hold on. I can tell you in a second. Doc. Finger Abbey. Pick this book club. 5/1, 5/15. And then the 29th will be another tackling the TBR where we just discuss what we're reading.
That's good.
And then everything's TBD after that.
Yeah, I haven't decided what book I want to. I haven't decided what book I want to nominate yet this year because every time I nominate book for a book club, I feel like it goes terribly. Like it ends up not.
Hey, we all like Singing to Sleep. We all enjoyed that one.
That one was a good one, but I didn't nominate that one. I think you guys just added it.
Yeah.
But I had already read it. But no, it was like that one. What was it called? Wish Out of Water. That one was
not it. There's a certain scene that I cannot get out of my brain.
I will never be able to get over that book for the worst. Like it's memorable for the worst reason.
But it has such a gorgeous cover too, and I'm like, why?
Yeah, that made me mad. T.A. Summers edited 2 chapters. You're making a lot of progress. I wrote during that round. Hold on, I just had one much I wrote. I wrote 264 words. So
you're getting a nice big chunk done.
Yeah, I am. Like, I'm glad because like I just need. I'm so close to the finish line, and yet so far away. Like there's just so many chapters in between.
Are you like? Do you think that's stalling you because you know you're so close to the end?
Yeah, I just need to just sit down and write it out. Like I know, that, like I already have like the last chapter written, and I know how it's supposed to end.
Okay.
So it's like literally just getting some of those pieces out. That's the hard part because now like the whole beginning's written, the middle is there.
Yay! I can't wait to read it. I'm so excited.
Made progress, but I feel unsure of how much progress. I understand completely.
Yeah, completely.
Made it halfway through a chapter in the woods all black. This is good, but my brain is reading slowly. That happens sometimes. Like
I think it's this month. My brain, like I literally feel like I've read 9 books this month, and I feel like I've read nothing. Like I feel like I've been sitting on everything for a very long time.
It's such a weird month too. Like it's nice that like there's some more sunshine out.
Yeah.
Like it's getting a little bit warmer outside, but I'm like it's still kind of cloudy a lot of days. Like the sun is not fully coming
every other day here.
I'm sitting by a window and you see like a little bit of light coming in, but we're not getting like the usual light by this window like I would
Yeah,
normally get this month. I'm like, when is it going to actually illuminate the room so I don't have to turn on the lights?
exactly. And where like I'll have the windows open, but because of
Mhm.
the way the light comes in through the window, I look like really dark, like I have no lights on. If I
Yeah,
just go off of like the window light. So I have to have like all the lights on to make it look like I'm alive.
yeah. I'm like, I'm waiting for the sun to kind of shift again so that the light comes in the window properly.
Yeah. And then it always shifts way too late and you're like, darn it.
Yeah, because even downstairs, like, I'm like, I can't even film downstairs because where I would sit to film, like, light's only coming in through the one window.
Yeah. That's how this one is, and it drives me nuts.
I think it's gonna follow along with that one, Alicia.
That's fair.
Doing better than me, good,
Jen's
because I
further
don't have
than
work
me.
to
I
read.
messaged Jen this morning. Jen's further than me. I'm like, wow. And she normally struggles with like high fantasy, and she's having a good time with this one.
With the mermaids, yep, that one.
Yeah. Oh my god, the one scene I cannot unsee in my brain.
Yeah, I just cannot with that one.
The sex scene specifically.
So, what do you say to let's do one last sprint? Let's just do like a 20
Sounds
minute.
perfect. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Sounds
we will
good.
start at 3:30 just to make it even.
Yes.
But yeah, no, it was that one scene with
Mm-hmm.
it was
The
not it.
thing in the shower, I was like, come on.
Yeah, and it had this that trope I hate in that book, with the girl who's like virginal and then suddenly she's like a closet freak.
Yeah. But she's a secret porn star.
I hate when authors write that in romance.
I'm fine if the character's a virgin, but don't make her like she knows what she's doing
Yeah.
from jump.
Also, you can be experienced and not fully like know what you're doing with a partner
Exactly.
for the first time. So I don't understand why it always has to be like one way.
Yeah.
It's really weird, and I hate that type of writing.
Yeah. And I see it a lot in a certain line in Harlequin.
The presents.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
There's a lot
I
of
read
closet.
one where the girl was a virgin at like 45. I'm like, yeah, that happens, but come on.
Even if she is, like, they don't have to make a big deal about it.
Yeah, like they made it like, oh my god, I was in love with you when I was 16 and I waited just for you. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, I read one of those Harlequin ones and I ended up not finishing. Well, I didn't
I'm
read
like,
because I picked it up,
no.
but like it was unnecessary. Like
Yeah.
it does not have to be that big a deal. It doesn't have to be like this the plot line of the book.
Yeah. And like the whole trope of like I couldn't picture anybody else with you kind of crap. I'm just
Yeah,
like, please
I hate
stop,
that. All
please.
right, it is 3:30, so let's hop into the last sprint. Okay, it's gonna be a 20. So I will see you guys in 20 minutes. All right. So that one was our last sprint. How did everybody do? We know how you guys did. How did you do, Alicia?
Good. I got a lot done in all the sprints. It was very much needed today.
That's good. It's always sometimes you just need like that accountability on
Yeah.
camera to get stuff done.
Mhm.
So when you have that, it's great.
It's like a fire under your butt. Just to be like, okay, I gotta get this done.
Yeah, and like sometimes I need that
Yeah,
like
me too.
accountability on camera when I'm wasting time. I got almost 100 words there and I got 98, so
Yay! So what's your total for the sprints?
let me see because I removed some words too. 633.
That's fantastic. Congrats.
Yeah, so progress was made. I'm probably going to go now, take a bit of a break,
Yeah,
down
me
for
too.
a bit, and then get to do some reading later.
Same.
Thank you, everybody who joined in for the sprints the past couple of hours because we've been on for a little bit. Um, I don't really have anything new to share. I dropped 2 videos this week. One of them was just talking about, like, some bookish drama and just how we as creators need to be open to feedback, and
Yeah.
then the other one was just, like, a hair review video that I did. I ordered from this site, and they said, "Drop a review video. If it hits a certain like amount, then you get a discount," so I just dropped it just in case. So both of those are up on my channel. I don't have anything extra special planned right now. I'm just taking it like week by week.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah. So thanks everybody who tuned in and hopefully we'll sprint again together soon. Bye.
Have a great day. Bye.